Today we have two classical designs from John Browning, both of them Winchester takedowns. The .22 caliber Model 62 was introduced in 1938 and production ran until 1958. Over 400,000 such rifles were sold through the company. The design is based on multiple previous designs that Browning had also come up with. For this video, we have a Rossi reproduction Model 62A on hand. The rifle is taken down via a screw head that connects the trigger and hammer group inside the stock to the receiver and barrel of the rifle. Once connected, the slide cannot be unlocked unless the trigger is pulled or the firing pin depressed. There is an option for a half cock on these rifles. Different barrel lengths were introduced, from a short 16-inch barrel to a longer 23-inch barrel. In addition, some variants included octangular barrels while most were round. The slim fit and slide action operation, combined with the lightweight 15-round magazine tube and ability to fire the rifle as quickly as possible with the trigger down, make it an excellent addition to any .22 rifle collection. Rounds are loaded in through an opening in the magazine tube from the front towards the muzzle. Once loaded up, the tube is pushed into the rifle and locked by a small pin. These rifles were very popular at shooting galleries across the nation, wherein onlookers would pay to shoot them at various objects, moving and stationary. Thus the name gallery gun appeared to describe them. Rossi came up with a faithful reproduction in the 1960s, also called the Model 62A. This rifle was somewhat successful, but after a while the company stopped making it. Today, a mint-condition Winchester Model 62A can fetch up to several $100s, while the Rossi reproductions can be had for as little as $300 if you are lucky. The external hammer can be cocked from the outside, but the slide action pushes the bolt to the rear, also cocking it. Rear sights are a simple affair and can be adjustable for elevation. The front sight is in a dovetail and can be drifted for windage, but really there shouldn't be any necessary adjustments made to the rifle. I first shot the rifle some years ago, and from the first several rounds I put through it, I knew I needed to buy one of my own. It is easy to get engrossed in the latest .22 designs today, but if you want something that is a blast from the past and just a joy to shoot all day, I would highly recommend looking at the Rossi Model 62A. Our next Winchester takedown is the takedown version of the famed Model 97 trench or Riot Shotgun. These shotguns were introduced at the tail end of the 19th century and saw extensive service in World War I and World War II. They are most known for having a bayonet and heat guard attached to them to make them fit for military service. However, this model is a lesser known takedown model which never saw military service, and this particular shotgun was made in 1951. Taking the shotgun apart requires the user to push out a locking pin at the end of the magazine tube. This frees up the tube and allows the barrel to rotate away from the breech. The shotgun can now be essentially halved in size for ease of transportation. It has an external hammer, which, similar to the Model 62, can be fired very rapidly by simply holding the trigger down and operating the slide action. This is because of the lack of a trigger disconnector, essentially turning the weapon into a sort of slam-fire mode of operation. There is a small button above the trigger which can be depressed, allowing the slide action to be unlocked and the bolt pushed to the rear. This model came with rudimentary sights, just a simple front sight bead towards the muzzle. Winchester produced the Model 97 until 1957, when the design was discontinued. However, the design has been reproduced in numerous forms over the years, some even coming from Norinco in China. During World War I, the shotgun gained a reputation for reliability and was one of our dominant shotguns. The German army even protested the use of the shotgun, as they claimed it was against the Geneva Convention, yet they had no qualms using chlorine and mustard gas in the same conflict. However, during World War II, the design was supplemented by various other shotguns, such as the Ithaca Model 37 of Vietnam lore and the Remington 31. It was also used widely in the civilian role by hunters. Eventually, shotgun was phased out of service after the Korean War, with very few examples serving into Vietnam. Today, it has mostly collector status, and if it is an example used in one of the wars, complete with bayonet, heat guard, and bayonet attachment, can fetch a very high price in today's market.